Yes, Soul Tribe, what's good, what's good? King Lion here, aka MrOphiuchus, and welcome to the podcast, Awaken Your Inner Beast, coming to you from Anchor FM. Awaken Your Inner Beast podcast was created to help and assist and support your self-development journey towards being the best version of yourself by aligning your mind, body, soul, and spirit. Disclaimer, this podcast may have offensive language that may offend you and trigger your awakening, so listen at your own free will, yeah. Ashe. So without further ado, let's do this, Soul Tribe. Gang, gang, gang. And also, I'd like to give a big shout out to everyone who has subscribed, liked, shared, and ordered readings and products. Your love and support is truly appreciated. So I'd like to give a big shout out to United States, United Kingdom, Germany, Canada, China, India, France, Singapore, New Zealand, Ireland, Mexico, Pakistan, South Africa, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Australia, Austria, Bulgaria, and last but not least, Netherlands. So your love and support is truly appreciated, and we never would have. And yeah, it just raises my vibrations, like just seeing the analytics, that we've reached such a global audience. And we gotta be, and I think that's what helps me to push me outside my comfort zone more and more and more. So I think the last podcast we did was, I think, in December. So we have been MIA for some time. But since then, I think if anything, we're gonna start doing a few more videos on YouTube. So you can follow us at BODYBYLION on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And my personal accounts are at MrOphiuchus. And I think on there we're just going to go into more detail, and the same with the Patreon as well, as our membership area on our website is still under construction. And we're probably going to be looking at it. Just seems more what's the word? Because Patreon's already set up, so we're just gonna continue go through the Patreon. So I've been creating content, putting it up on there, and I'm gonna create a video soon as well. So click that notification bell button, you know what to do. Gang, gang, gang. So in today's episode 4, we will be taking a deep dive into decoding the galactic energies for the collective, aka the Soul Tribe. We'll be decoding the new moon in Cancer, sidereal, Jupiter retrograde in Pisces. We're going to speak on a little bit on Saturn, Neptune, and Chiron retrograde as well, with the downloads we have been receiving, as well as the law of attraction, how to manifest with your heart chakra, 5D Mother Gaia, plus the Schumann resonance energy portal days, and then I'm going to give you 4 self-development tips for that mind, body, soul, and spirit alignment. So let's do this, Soul Tribe. So firstly, I'd like to wish everyone a happy new moon. I hope you are setting your intentions, setting healthy boundaries, and just cleansing your space, your sacred space, your mind, your altar, your temple, as your body is a temple. Staying hydrated. I always stress on the importance of hydration is key. As I'm speaking that now, I'm going to take a gulp of my alkaline water. And after this, I'm going to do 2 more readings for clients, and then I'm going to take a spiritual bath. And that always has to be a priority. It's a top priority. Like spiritual baths around full moons and new moons are highly recommended. And also checking out in your birth chart, you know, like big shout out to one of my mentors, Athens from Mastering the Zodiac. You know, he put me on True Sidereal Astrology, and basically you can check out his YouTube channel. He's uploaded on about the new moon, and there's many other astrologers online, so I'm not really going to go into the transits and aspects and all of that. It's just because we'll be here for like an hour. I'm just gonna go on. I'm more intuitive. I'm an intuitive like spiritualist, you see, so I will go by the energy, what it feels like, the collectively, the animals, you know, you name it, like just the way nature, when you get into nature, you will realize there's different energies daily. Like today, once I went outside, it was more, there was no breeze kind of thing, you know, a lot of fucking chemtrails, so the sun was being blocked out. Again, when you live in the UK, this is kind of like the kind of bullshit of our British summer, you know, pretty much most of our days are dull. So but nevertheless, though, just hearing the crows and the birds, and it's just like new beginnings. We've also had the new Syrian New Year, also the Galactic Mayan Astrological New Year on the 26th, I believe, of July. So the energies have been intense. The downloads, the Schumann Resonance Energy Portal days as well. As I mentioned, it's always beneficial doing grounding, getting out into nature, forest bathing, journaling. But yeah, so let's go back. Sorry, I have to mention as well, I have got Jupiter retrograde in my birth chart in Pisces, so I'm having my Jupiter retrograde return. So, and plus there's a stellium. I think in Pisces you've got like Chiron. Is it Chiron's in retrograde? So Chiron's the asteroid, the rudent healer. Ruler is Ophiuchus and Sagittarius, as it's a centaur, and Sagittarius is a centaur. So I just have to say I'm intuitive, so to people, you know, don't come for me because it's not in the books, you know. So and this is one thing to anyone out there who's listening to this podcast, yeah, you have to fuck the critics, the naysayers, the non-believers, the energy vampires, you know, because it's like, because shit's set in paper, they act like it has to be a certain type of way. Or the same with tropical astrologers out there, and they think there's only one right way. And like to say like Vedic, true sidereal, you know, is incorrect. And I think it's like fucking, what's the word, egotistical to think that, like, say for example you travel to another country and you expect them to have English as a first language, you know, when realistically you should, if you're going to another country and stuff, like, you should really go out your way to actually learn about the culture, the people and their language, you know, so then that way you can connect with them. And again, like, I'm more of a holistic spiritualist, so I'm not going to fully discard tropical, but I just know tropical astrology is based more on the actual seasons, and it was created more by the patriarchal man-made system, if that makes sense. So, but yeah, as I digress, I'm not going to get into a rant with that right now. Just, it is what it is. Again, take what resonates, and use discernment, is what I always say to people. So yeah, so if it doesn't apply, let it motherfucking fly. But yes, okay. So what else was we saying? So yeah, so Jupiter retrograde. So again, Jupiter is a planet of expansion, your blessings, spiritual growth, and spiritual gains. Its ruler zodiac signs is Sagittarius. Sorry, I'm trying to find my notes. Had so much going on. Yeah, so ruler planet Sagittarius and Pisces. So these are both mutable, and Sagittarius is a fire sign and Pisces is a water sign, mutable. So I feel like intuitively, like these two signs are gonna be feeling the intensity the most, but also having the most profound blessings, spiritual blessings and growth. But again, so check out where your 9th house and your 12th house, as long as also your 4th house as well for the new moon. So check out, basically check out your water. I'd say just check out your water signs as well. But again, it depends what your sun, rising, moon, Venus, Mars and Jupiter's at as well, because again then it's all going to resonate different for each and every individual, as we have all having different activations going on in our birth charts. So yes, so Feng Shui, Cancer is the 4th house. So if you can just set intentions around like creating a safe environment, healing inner child wounds, and probably strengthening your connection with your mother. If your mother has transitioned like mine, then you're gonna be connecting with your ancestors, and then with your grandmother and like her mother, so it's kind of you want to be tapping into your ancestral line. If you haven't got an altar, you need to create an altar space from now. New moon, you got 30 days basically. I would say 30 days from now to kind of set these intentions, followed by 4 months of Jupiter retrograde, where you got to be, when planets in retrograde as well, this is about going within and reevaluating all the words with the re. So like reconnect, reevaluate, rediscover, relearn, rest, recovery, you name it. And then what other notes did we write down? Releasing and clearing out karmic lower vibrations and stagnant energy that no longer serves us, to make way for the new blessings and manifestations. So it's kind of like out with the old, in with the new. And also like how with new moon is basically the sun and the moon conjunct, and the sun is like masculine, the father energy, where the moon is the feminine, divine feminine energy, and that's the mother energy. The mother represents the mother. So kind of like reflect on your parents' relationship, your parents, how they loved each other, and it's like, because again it's conditioning, and we pick up on what we see as a child. That's how a child learns, and the child learns from their family, from their parents. So maybe just kind of like reflect on your parents, how your relationship is with them, and if you need to strengthen your bond and just kind of heal childhood traumas and so forth. And healing with Chiron is great. I always recommend like checking out where your Chiron is in your birth chart as well, and then that's where you can find out where the healing is, like the elemental, if it's in a fire, earth, air, water or ether sign as well. But yeah, I'm gonna put some other, all the links as well with the Schumann resonance, because I think every day think big shout out to Michael. I can't remember his second name, but I think his YouTube channel is called like Everyday Living or something like that. But he speaks about Schumann resonance like all the time, which I love, and the solar flares and other ascension symptoms and DNA activations that the collective are receiving and integrating. But yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this at where we're at because I feel like I'm repeating myself. So now we're just gonna basically do a quick reading for the collective, and then that will basically finish up what I've said in this report. The reading will back up what source, spirit, the Most High is basically trying to like assist and ting and ting and ting. And also I realized I didn't really mention upon the other planets in retrograde, because I feel like this makes it more holistic as well. So I'm just going to go through it quickly. So we have also got Pluto retrograde in Sagittarius in the third decan. This is going off sidereal astrology, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Pluto is the planet of the underworld, Anubis energy set, so this is kind of like clearing out all the bullshit, all the karmic fuckeries in our shadow system, shadow self, shall we say, but also it's like in your psyche. You know how in this the body system has got different like you got your auric field, your fucking what's the word, sorry, I apologize, Soul Tribe, it's been a day. Your auric body, then there's so many layers basically, and I feel like this is what's being purged and clearing and releasing right now, especially with the Sagittarians. But also this would be like for tropical, this would be Capricorn in the first decan, say, or the second decan maybe. But yeah, either way, you know, and as well astral traveling as Sagittarians, we're ruled by the ninth house, you know, which is about higher learning, philosophy as well. So we are time traveling as well. I don't know if you've tapped into your own Akashic records, things like that. It's great to journal your dreams. And then with Saturn retrograde in Capricorn, sidereal astrology. So planet Saturn is about karma, setting healthy boundaries. It's the matrix, but also it is like the spirit. It connects us with our ancestor realm as well. As Capricorn is the sea goat, you see, and most people don't realize it's like earth and water, you know. It's like the goat part is the earthly realms, and then the sea goat, sorry, the fish part of the goat is basically the water realms, if you get me. Yeah, so this is like the way I intuitively like tap into this will be like you are connecting with the elders, the gatekeepers as well, and also paying attention to the relationships and people who you're coming into contact with. A lot of karmic relationships have been resurfacing. A lot of narcissists and sociopaths and psychopaths from my past have been attempting to reconnect with me. And I've had to just press the block, delete, restrict, mute, you name it, to these motherfuckers, because it's like I've learnt my lesson now. And this is the thing, is like if we do not, the universe will keep sending us the same lesson until we've learned from it, you know. So it's kind of like you'll keep getting tested on the same lessons until you've actually leveled up, basically, you know, like at school, until you pass a test. So that was with Saturn retrograde. And then Neptune is the spiritual planet, you know. Its ruler is in Pisces, so it's at home right now, you know. This is like Poseidon, Mummy Water, Olokun energy as well. So this is like diving deep. I always connect like the merfolk with Pisces, you know, because they're so mystical. And I feel like this is about, and the 12th house is our spirituality. So this is about like tapping in and reconnecting with your own spiritual tools, your DNA, your ancestral DNA as well. And then with Chiron retrograde, as I mentioned as before, is in Pisces as well. So there's a Pisces stellium going on right now. So it's awesome. Checking out where Pisces is in your 12th house as well. It can help you assist with these activations that are going on. Astroseek.com is a free birth chart calculator website. And then astro.com, I think, or Astrodent, I think it's called. And again, you can check out Mastering the Zodiac, which will make more sense because mine's based off True Side Real. So when you check out the reading from this podcast onto YouTube at BODYBYLION, it will probably make more sense as well. And again, links below to all of that. But yes, I think we have addressed everything, all the nodes. And then Rahu is in Aries, in the stellium, in conjunction between Mars and Uranus, in the cusp between Taurus. So the vibes I'm getting here is like where we are taking more leadership, being more assertive with how we communicate, our daily routines, our action, and our destiny. And then with K2 is in Libra. So this is about letting go of relationships that no longer serve us, partnerships, just fucking balancing our own shadow and higher self, and integrating who we want to express, self-express, like self-care and self-love, if that makes sense, you know. And kind of like, again, like what I like to do is write a list of the things, the pros and cons, basically. And if you're having like relationship issues and things like that, I always like to write this down, and you kind of think, what does this person bring to the table? If they're not weighing up to the scales, and if there's more cons and pros, then you know that is your answer. You gotta let them go. But yes, we're gonna be posting, breaking this, everything that we spoke upon on here, each topic for the next, especially with Jupiter retrograde as well, for the next 4 months. We're gonna be diving deep into this more intricate through Patreon. We'll put links below and all of that good shit. It's been a pleasure, Soul Tribe. One love, Jah blessings, peace, Ashe. And happy full moon and happy Jupiter retrograde. We got this, you got this, Ashe.